What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. Today we're going to talk about style adaptation. And what I mean by that is taking the characteristics or playing style of somebody else and applying that to your own writing and your own playing. Now, the source of our inspiration today is a little unlikely, and that's Pete Townshend. And I say it's unlikely because growing up through the years, I was never a big fan of The Who. But nonetheless, Pete Townshend did a lot of very cool things. For one, he created a lot of energy through his chord strumming. It was very aggressive. And another thing, he uses a lot of sus chords or suspended chords. And when you use suspended chords, they tend to add melody to whatever chord you're playing, or the ability to move and create melody within your chords. I want to show you a little bit of Pinball Wizard because that's kind of the basis of what we're talking about. If you don't know that song, I would definitely recommend learning some of it because it's kind of fun to play. Now, at the beginning of Pinball Wizard, he starts out with basically a B minor chord. And again, I'm not going to go into detail on all these chords, I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. So some cool aspects that he did, he would just change one or two notes of a chord. So for instance, he would play this B minor chord, and then he would lift up and play with the high string open. And he goes in and slowly changes these chords. And he starts building up momentum into the next part. So I'm going to play that for you real fast, show you what I mean, and then I'm going to talk about the sus chords really fast. So you can see how he starts building up all this energy, and the next thing he's going to do, very Pete Townshend, he uses a lot of suspended chords, as I said. So basically it's a major bar chord with a suspended fourth. So we're going to play the top end of the chord, and we're going to use our pinky to play the fourth. And what he does, he just moves that down by whole steps. Now, interesting enough, as he plays through those chords, there's actually a chromatic line hidden in there. Which is actually kind of cool, but we'll save that for another lesson. So getting back to what I was talking about with the suspended chords adding melody, we've all heard stuff like this, where you're just moving around the high note of that chord. So you have a suspended fourth and a suspended second. And you can do this on bar chords. So what I like to do in my style, I don't really use those kind of chords in my writing, but I do love the suspended second chord or a add 9 chord, or however you want to think about it, which is basically just the power chord and then add another whole step on the next string. And that's your 9th or your 2nd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play those chords, and I'm going to move them around and create a melody within that chord, just like the suspensions allow you to kind of create some movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play, and then I'm going to lift my pinky up, and I'm going to bar with my first finger. And then I can move that down, just like in Pinball Wizard when he moves it down by a whole step. But when I move down again, I'm actually going to spread my pinky out up a half step, and then you actually create a minor chord that way. So you have some fun little movement there. And I'm going to be playing this in 5th position and 3rd position. So basically I have, and I do the same thing where I just bar my first finger and I end up playing that 7th in there. So that's going to be the suspended part of our adaptation. Let's take a step backward and go back to the beginning. I'm going to come up with my own little chords here instead of typical B minor stuff. I'm going to play, it's a D minor add 9 chord. Again, I won't go into too many details about these chords, but you have an open A, 3rd fret on your D string, 2nd fret on your G string, 3rd fret on your 2nd string, and open E. Very cool chord, dark, ominous. Obviously a minor add 9 chord. And then what I'm going to do my ring finger and play that open B. I'm going to keep that A in the bass. Basically an F major sharp 11 chord, which is pretty cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my middle finger on G, keep my first finger on this E note, and I'm going to create a walking melody. Alright, so let me play through that for you so you get a chance of what I'm talking about. So you can see I'm mimicking Pinball Wizard a little bit, but completely different chords. So let me put the whole thing together, and you can see what I did with this, and how this has affected my writing through the years. And then you get the idea. So again, I love the high energy chords, and that's what Pete Townshend was all about. Big windmill, full of energy and great stage presence. And throughout the years you're going to find chords and certain scales that you're going to like, and you can try to apply that or somebody else's style to your own liking. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was insightful. I hope you can find somebody and adapt some kind of styles. Maybe you can do something like this. As always, let me know what you come up with, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks a lot.